What's up?
Apparently Chad broke his hand or something. I don't know the rest of the story, so.
In Alaska's wild, Chad and his team chased the dream of finding gold, facing the wild's dangers together. One morning, everything changed when a machine trapped Chad's hand, reminding them all of how risky their quest is. Amidst the panic, JP, the medic, became a calm force, assuring Chad and the crew they weren't alone in this. Join us as we follow their determined steps forward, bound by the dream that led them to Alaska's vast, untamed beauty. Miners versus wilderness. Our story begins in the wild and untamed lands of Alaska, where the call of the wild mixes with dreams of hidden riches. Chad, a miner with a heart and body as tough as the mountains around him, came face to face with the dangers of his job. The dream of finding gold, a bright hope for wealth, had drawn him and his team into the relentless embrace of the wild. It was just a regular morning, with the early sun casting a warm, inviting glow over their camp, suggesting a day like any other, until everything changed.
JP, you got a copy? I think I broke hand.
The machinery they depended on suddenly became Chad's foe, trapping his hand in a grip as unforgiving as winter ice, marking a stark reminder of the risks that come with chasing after gold. The crew, usually in tune with the natural sounds around them and the hum of their equipment, was jolted into silence by the accident. Their daily routine broken, they quickly gathered around Chad, worry etched on their faces.
Accidents happen and it's a terrible situation.
Now fully aware of the dangers lurking in their quest for gold. In the midst of chaos, when the unforgiving Alaskan wilderness had shown its teeth, JP stood as a pillar of tranquility. The camp, usually buzzing with the sounds of laughter, machinery, and the crackling of fires, fell into a heavy silence as they watched one of their own caught in a battle against the elements and their machinery.
This is gonna hurt a little bit worse.
What happened?
JP, with his years of experience tucked under his belt, approached Chad with a demeanor as calm as the untouched snowfields that surrounded them. His hands, though marked by the passage of time and the labor of his profession, were steady and sure, a testament to the countless moments he'd spent in the service of others.
She's free.
As he examined Chad's injury, his voice, imbued with a gravity that matched the situation, cut through the tension like a knife. "This is serious," he declared, yet his tone carried an undercurrent of reassurance.
How's that feel?
Sore.
Sore, like sore in that finger or sore because the other one's moving?
A promise that no one in the camp was alone in this. The crew, a rugged assembly of dreamers, adventurers, and hardened workers, stood huddled in a tight circle, their expressions painted with worry for their comrade, but also with a glimmer of hope sparked by JP's confidence. In this critical moment, the camp was reminded of the harsh realities of their pursuit.
Because at the end of the day, someone's life is dependent on that.
The gold they sought with such fervor, hidden beneath the ground of this vast, wild land, demanded a price not just in sweat and toil, but in vigilance and sacrifice. Yet, it was also a moment that highlighted the unbreakable spirit of camaraderie among them. As JP worked, his actions served not just to tend to a physical wound, but to fortify the bond that held them together. This incident, though fraught with danger and filled with the stark reminder of their vulnerability, also underscored the strength of their collective resolve. This unfortunate event was a stark wake-up call, highlighting the delicate dance between human ambition and the limitations of their tools. The pursuit of gold, often glorified as a noble adventure against the stunning backdrop of Alaska, was exposed for what it truly is, a risky venture against nature's overwhelming power and the flaws in their own creations. Chad, now with a bandaged hand but an unbroken spirit, stood as a testament to the miners' unyielding resolve. However, the crew's determination only grew stronger in the face of this challenge. Aware of the dangers but mesmerized by the lure of gold and the chance to alter their destinies, they pledged to find a way forward. This incident brought them closer, molding them into a more unified group, bonded by the shared experience of adversity. Following the accident, the camp underwent significant changes. There was a renewed focus on safety, with every piece of equipment being meticulously inspected to prevent future accidents. This experience made them more cautious, but did not dampen their adventurous spirit. They were, after all, miners by choice, drawn to the challenge of the wilderness by the enticing promise of gold. As time went on, the crew encountered additional obstacles: severe weather, challenging landscapes, and the constant worry of leaving empty-handed. Yet each new hurdle only fueled their resolve to press on. They adapted, learned, and continued their efforts, motivated by the original dream that brought them to this remote land. The vast, untouched beauty of their surroundings served as a constant reminder of how small they were compared to the vastness of nature. But it also stood as evidence of their persistence, their drive to claim a piece of the wilderness's bounty as their own. Watching his team carry on, Chad, with his hands slowly healing, felt a mix of apprehension and pride. He understood that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges, but he also knew the strength of the bond they shared. A bond forged in the pursuit of Alaskan gold was something truly special. A single accident changes everything, revealing the true risks and reality of their adventure in Alaska as the crew faces more than just their quest for gold. When the machine broke, a tough day. When Chad got hurt, the news quickly spread through the camp, stopping everyone in their tracks. On top of that, Big Red, the machine they all relied on the most, broke down too. This just added to their growing list of problems. But then JP, the camp's medic, came along. He brought some calm to all the worry and confusion. He carefully checked Chad's hand while everyone watched. Some were really worried about Chad, but others seemed to think about how all this looked on TV. This whole situation made everyone think hard about the risks they take every day working here. Chad's accident really shook things up at the camp. Suddenly, nobody was working. They were all worried about him. And with Big Red out of action, it felt like everything was falling apart. But JP, the medic, arrived and seemed to make things a bit better. He had a look at Chad's hand, telling him he'd take care of him. The rest of the crew stood around, watching. You could see they were all really concerned for Chad, but at the same time, there were cameras all around, filming everything for the TV show. It was hard to tell if they were more worried about their friend or about how they'd be seen by viewers. The calm morning turned upside down when Chad hurt his hand. Everyone stopped what they were doing to see what happened. The trouble didn't end there. Big Red, the key piece of equipment they all counted on, suddenly broke down, making things even harder. Then JP, the medic, showed up, bringing some order back. He started looking after Chad's hand, right there with everyone watching and the TV cameras rolling. It made you think about what's really important, looking after each other or worrying about how it all looks on TV. This whole event was a big reminder for everyone at the camp. They're out here taking big risks every day, trying to find gold, but they're also part of a TV show that wants to capture all the drama. Right after Chad's injury, it felt like everything at the camp just stopped. No one could focus on work anymore, especially with Big Red also breaking down. It was like one thing after another. But then JP, the medic, came in and somehow made things feel a bit more under control. He took a close look at Chad's hand, promising to fix him up. Around them, the crew gathered, showing a mix of real concern and maybe a bit of acting for the cameras. This tough day brought out a truth. Mining for gold is filled with dangers, and being on a TV show adds another layer to everything they deal with. Following Chad's mishap, a sense of urgency rippled through the camp, halting the day's work. The situation worsened with Big Red's sudden breakdown, adding to their woes. However, JP, the camp's medic, stepped in, offering a slice of peace amid the chaos. He tended to Chad's hand attentively, under the collective gaze of the concerned crew and the omnipresent lenses of the reality TV cameras. This incident highlighted the crew's inner conflict, caught between genuine concern for a teammate and the pressures of maintaining their image for viewers. Chad's injury makes everyone think about the risks they take every day and why they're here, deep in Alaska's wild, risking it all for Alaska's gold. When Chad got injured, it really made everyone in the camp stop and think about how dangerous their job is. Everyone there, from people who have been mining for years to those who just started, suddenly understood that what happened to Chad could just as easily happen to them the next day. This story goes deep into why each miner decided to take such a risky job in the first place. They all have their own stories, their own big reasons that make them keep going, facing danger every single day. The wildness of Alaska is like a main character in their lives. It's more than just where they work. It feels like Alaska itself is putting them to the test. The cold that bites through anything, the land that's tough to move through, and the storms that appear out of nowhere all make Alaska seem like it's alive, pushing the miners to see how much they can handle. Seeing how everyone came together to help Chad really showed how close everyone in the camp is. It highlighted that looking for gold is filled with real dangers. It doesn't matter if someone's been mining for decades or just started. The accident made it clear that anyone could get hurt at any time. This moment made everyone think about their own reasons for being there. Despite knowing how hard and dangerous it is, they all have dreams or something they're chasing that makes all the risk worth it. Alaska itself plays a huge role in their adventure. It's not just a background for their work. It feels like Alaska is challenging them. The breathtaking scenery and the rough conditions make Alaska feel like it has its own personality, one that tests the miners with everything from freezing temperatures to unpredictable paths and sudden storms. It's as if Alaska wants to see if they're tough enough to earn the gold they're after. The way everyone supported Chad after his accident is a big reminder of the community they have. It shows how serious the danger of their gold hunting job is. Each miner, no matter their experience, got a reality check that accidents are a part of their everyday life. They each have their own big reasons for choosing this path, full of risks, and their dreams keep them going, even when it gets really tough. The wilderness of Alaska, with all its beauty and challenges, is like another member of their team, always there, making their journey even harder, but also more meaningful. After Chad's injury, everyone in the camp really thought about the risks of mining. No matter if they've been doing it for a long time or just started, the injury showed them it could happen to anyone. This part of the story looks at why each person chose to do such a dangerous job. They all have their own reasons and dreams that push them to keep going, even when it's scary. Alaska's wilderness is a huge part of their story. It's not just a place where they work. It feels like Alaska is testing them. The incredible views and the tough conditions make it seem like Alaska has its own character, challenging the miners with cold weather, hard-to-navigate land, and sudden storms. Alaska seems to be asking if they're strong enough to take the gold they came for. The whole camp coming together for Chad really showed how close-knit they are. It brought to light the real dangers of their quest for gold. Whether someone's been mining for a long time or is new, the accident was a wake-up call that danger is always there. Everyone has their own reasons for being in such a risky job. Despite the dangers, they have big dreams that make them face these risks. The wildness of Alaska is like its own character in their lives. It's more than their workplace. It feels like a challenge. The stunning scenery and the tough conditions make Alaska feel alive, constantly testing the miners with everything from extreme cold to tricky terrain and unexpected weather. It's as if Alaska is seeing if they have what it takes to get the gold they're after. After Chad gets hurt and Big Red breaks, the team must get creative to keep their gold dream alive, growing closer as they face challenges. Sticking together, miners versus Alaska. After Chad got hurt, everyone in the camp felt a shock. They realized just how risky their job of digging for gold really is. On top of that, Big Red, the machine they all depend on, broke down, making things even harder for them. This pushed them to come up with new ideas to keep their gold search going. They had to be clever and sometimes take big risks to not let their dream of finding gold die. During this tough time, the miners became closer. They saw that they were all in this together, dealing with the same dangers and hoping for the same success. With Big Red out of action, the miners were in a tough spot. They had to think fast and find new ways to keep looking for gold. This part of their story shows how smart and brave they had to be to get past the new problems. They tried different things, some of which were pretty out there, all to keep their hopes up. Seeing their smart moves and how they didn't give up was really inspiring. As they faced each challenge, their friendship got stronger showing how much they rely on each other. They all understood that to win, they had to work together and help each other out. The camp had to quickly change their plans after Chad's injury showed them the dangers they face every day. Now, without Big Red, their main tool for mining, finding gold, seemed even harder. But they didn't lose hope. They put their heads together, tried new things, and sometimes took chances with unusual methods to keep going. This section shines a light on their creativity and strong will as they found ways to work without Big Red. They came up with smart solutions, each miner bringing their own ideas and skills to the table. This hard time made their team bond even tighter. They realized how much they needed each other and that their chance of finding gold depended on sticking together. After the accident, the miners faced a big problem, continuing their work without Big Red. They had to be inventive and sometimes take bold steps to keep their dream of finding gold alive. This part of the story focuses on their cleverness and perseverance in the face of adversity. It highlights how they came together, pooling their ideas and skills to overcome the challenges. Through this tough time, their bond grew stronger, forged by shared struggles and a collective goal. They understood that their success wasn't just about individual effort, but about working as a united team. Once Chad was injured, it was a wake-up call for everyone. Big Red, the machine that was crucial to their work, wasn't working anymore, and that made their goal to find gold even tougher. They had to quickly figure out new ways to keep their operation going. They brainstormed and tried out new strategies, some of which were pretty out of the box, all to maintain their pursuit of gold. Their ability to adapt and keep pushing forward, despite the setbacks, was really remarkable. As they worked through these issues, the bond between them grew stronger, solidifying their teamwork. They came to realize just how much they depended on one another and that their shared efforts were key to achieving their dream. The camp was forced to adapt quickly after Chad's injury and the breakdown of Big Red, putting their gold-finding mission in jeopardy. They had to get creative and sometimes take drastic measures to continue their quest for gold. This chapter of their journey showcases their innovation and determination to overcome obstacles. They tried new techniques and solutions, each contributing their own ideas to keep the dream alive. Their camaraderie strengthened as they faced these challenges together, realizing the importance of their shared mission and mutual support. This difficult period not only tested their resolve, but also brought them closer together, highlighting the collective effort needed to pursue their golden dream. In this reimagined narrative, the aftermath of Chad's accident and the breakdown of Big Red serve as a pivotal moment for the mining team. Their resilience, creativity, and the strengthening of their bonds in the face of adversity are explored in greater detail. This story celebrates their individual courage and the power of unity in overcoming challenges. It emphasizes that, in the unpredictable world of gold mining, success is not just about facing risks, but about working together and supporting each other in pursuit of a common dream. Would you risk it all for gold like they did? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us your thoughts in the comments. How far would you go for your dream?